Good morning, Mr. Wanjiva, and thank you very much for availing yourself at MICT in Kavango West. I am Victory Simon, and before all, let me give the platform so you introduce yourself to us.
Okay, thank you, and good morning, and thank you for having me. As you rightly said, I'm Jackson Wanjiva. I'm a Deputy Executive Director in the Ministry of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security, and I'm the Chief Registrar. In fact, I'm responsible for civil registration. Yeah.
Mr. Wanjiva, we have some terminologies that we use, but sometimes we don't really understand their meanings, and you are the right person to educate us today, whereby you find somebody is referred as a stateless person, undocumented, and the citizens. Mm-hmm. What are the differences there?
Yeah, if I am to start perhaps with when you talk about an undocumented person, in simple terms, that is someone who is residing in a country without any legal status, does not have a document proving that that person is a citizen of that country. That is an undocumented person. The stateless person, again, is someone who does not have a nationality of any other country. You cannot say this person is perhaps Angolan, Namibian, or Zambian, is just there, but he does not have a nationality of any other country. So a citizen is a person who has a legal status in a country by means of a document, through perhaps by birth or naturalization. That is what you can say is a citizen of that particular country.
Yesterday we witnessed the groundbreaking of Korenkuru Civic Affairs Regional Office that is yet to be established here in Kavango West. Mm-hmm. What are some of the benefits that is accompanying the establishment of this office in our region?
The benefits, I will start with the documents. Just for one to acquire documents, it's important that one must have legal identity, and is our mandate as the Ministry of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security. We are mandated to manage the National Population Register, and through that is we need to register and record the vital events that are happening in the country. One of those is issuance of birth certificates, identity documents. These are the documents that allow a citizen of your country access to services. It gives one an identity. Without documents, it's very difficult for a young person, for example, to get gainful employment, access education, for example, healthcare, and so forth. So this office coming to Kavango West, it is beneficial in such that the citizens or residents of Gorenkuru and surrounding will no longer travel the long distances that they used to travel to go to Rundu to access these services. And it is also assisting, because it's also going to host two departments, immigration as well. So we will now be hosted in one office. That is efficiency, because this region has two entry points. We have Katwitwi, Gorenkuru, and those services will be done also at our office here. Also in terms of employment, when an investment like this, even if it's social investment, when it comes to a town, to a region, we expect people to be employed, especially with the construction and with the permanent employment once the office is established. It's actually a welcome investment to the town of Ngurenkuku.
Okay. Looking at our daily basis activities, whatever, no matter how best you are, there are times where you meet some challenges. Maybe in your case, as the mandated minister, to give documentation on nationality to people. What are some of the challenges that you come across?
Yeah, challenges are many, but I'll pick out the issue of late registration. It's always something that our registrars in the field encounter, where because by law birth is supposed to be registered within 12 months, but we have those many cases where people even older than can be in their 40s or beyond still registering their birth, but sometimes some of them would come without all the necessary information that would be required for us to make a determination and give this person the necessary national documents. Things like proof of birth, I need to understand, I need to be assured that this person was born at this particular place, and that usually requires us to do investigations, which sometimes also take long. These are basically some of the many things that we encounter in the field. Yeah.
We find ourselves sometimes have lost our documents in different ways, maybe due to fire, theft, or sometimes self-negligence. Are there some provisions or conditions that, okay, if a person lost his or her document, maybe by fire, there must be some conditions that, if, for example, maybe an ID, if I lose my ID, it costs 150, for example, and then this is because of fire or theft. Do you have some terms and conditions that, in this case, you might be given some exemption to get it for free, a duplicate?
Yes, that is in place. Our minister always does that. Whenever there are cases like you mentioned examples of fire victims, our minister always approaches the Minister of Finance for exemption, which has always been granted. What happens is the councillor under whose jurisdiction perhaps the fire broke out and people lost documents, this councillor would write to our minister, and our minister would then approach the Minister of Finance for exemption. It's not only in the case of fire, but also where there are certain citizens that just cannot afford. And that the councillor would then approach our office, and then exemption is given once it's obtained from the Minister of Finance. Yeah, no, that one is in place. Yeah.
Currently, you are busy with the mass registration nationwide. When do you expect this mass registration to come to an end?
We basically just, today's what is today? 19th. We have like 2 weeks left now. It's ending end of this month. We started on the 5th of February. We had a calendar that say we did that until June, because what we are busy with now is like a mop up. We are going back to places where we feel we left some people perhaps unattended because of time. So we have gone back. That is what we are doing now. And what is happening is we also realize that as we are doing now our what we call our mop-up, there are also certain places that are being identified where there are still people that have not yet been attended to. We have sourced extra manpower and some equipment just to go back to go to those places and do the registration. We still have people in the field, reinforced, but it's coming to an end of this July. But that does not mean that services are ending. We will continue providing services at our offices across the country. And maybe I should also just share that since the beginning of the mass registration up to yesterday, we have done almost close to 96,000. In fact, it's 96,300 something people that we have assisted so far for various services. So these colleagues are really working, and they need to be applauded.
Okay, from my side, that was the last question I have here, but probably I have skipped something that you feel is necessary for the citizens to know.
Yeah, no, perhaps what I should just say is to just urge our people to collect their identity documents. We have printed documents as people have applied for, but we still have many of them that are not yet collected. It has improved, but we are still calling on our people to collect their documents, because it's not good that we sit with people without documents and the documents are at our offices. But we are also putting plans in place we want to work with the councillors, where we are calling on the councillors perhaps to talk to their people so that they can perhaps bring those slips that they have for identity application to their constituency offices, and those would then be brought to our office, and so that we can put those documents together and take them for collection. That's what we want to do now, and we are just calling on the councillors to assist us in that, and just so that we can get these IDs to the rightful owners.
No, thank you very much, sir.
Pleasure.
I trust that putting this in the eyes of the public, they will learn, or they will know what to do, either in case of their document is lost, or in case they want to acquire, or I just got a new baby. When should I make sure that this child has a birth certificate?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you for being here.
Good.